Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Osiris and Phoebe, and today, before starting off with the video, I would love to wish you guys a very happy Christmas and happy holidays. I hope you guys are enjoying with your family and friends and you're spreading love in this world. So starting off with the video, today's video is all about my top 5 ranking for characters in combat category, and I'll be ranking the character that are not paywall and those are not native tier 2s. I'm excluding these two categories because the native tier 2 are already insanely powerful in the game and they did not need a classification because they are insanely powerful, they deal more damage, they have good survivability and regeneration, so you don't need to classify them. And I'm not classifying the paywall character because many players in the player base believe in free to play method and they don't have access to the paywall character, so I'm excluding them as well. So starting off with the listing, I feel that Iron Fist with his Marvel's Iron Fist uniform is the top contender, and I placed him at rank 1 because the overall effect of his uniform on this guy is really good. The uniform bonus is regeneration and invincibility, so when your HP is below 30%, you will have 10% of maximum HP recovery and you are invincible for 5 seconds. So it will help you survive more in the game, especially in Shadowlands and Battle World, and this character is really fun to play with. The skill changes are in skill number 5. In Immortal Iron Fist, now this is an instant iframe, and without this uniform or with any other Iron Fist uniform, you were having 3 seconds of stun. Now the stun was good for Shadowland, but for world bosses that was not good because you cannot apply that effect on world boss, so that was not good as an instant iframe. Now as it is an instant iframe, you can cast this skill to save yourself from the world boss attack, and you can deal more damage because it is an instant iframe and it has multiple attacks for a long duration. Skill number 4 is a good skill because it has 323% of energy attack and it is a high DPS attack. Skill number 3 is a buffing skill in which you're getting 15% of ignore defense and you're getting dodge rate increased by 16% for 20 seconds. So this is good. This will help you caps out your ignore defense and you can deal more damage. Skill number 2 is an accumulation skill, along with it is immunity for all damage for 5 seconds. So the combination of immunity and iframes makes him survive more in the game and you can get the maximum from this guy. For second ranking, we have Beast here. I placed Beast at second because he is having a great leadership, that is 45% of all attack of physical attack increased to all allies, and we have a uniform for him as well. So if you take the uniform, you will convert Beast into a super villain and you will get more physical attack value from his leadership because with the uniform you're getting 50% of physical attack increase to all allies, and that's really good because you're getting more from his own leadership. Now skill number 5 is a self buff which has 30% of ignore defense increase as well, along with all attack, all speed and all defense, so it will help you caps out your ignore defense. Skill number 4 is an instant iframe, but it is discontinuous. By discontinuous I mean that it is an iframe at the beginning, it is not an iframe in the middle for a couple of seconds, then it is an iframe at the end. So during that period you might take hit, but that rarely happens. Skill number 4 is also having a bind effect in which beast will create a dome of electricity and the enemy is binded over there. Beast is as a character is really good because he is having a good combination of bind. He is having a good leadership, a self buff and good CC. His skill number 2 is also an discontinuous iframe, so it will help you survive in the game as well. Now for the third character, I have Red Hulk with his Marvel's Now uniform, and I placed him at the third because with this uniform it boosts his survivability and the damage as well. So when your HP is below 50%, you will gain 15% of the maximum HP recovery as the uniform bonus, and the bonus is on a cooldown for 7 seconds. So if you have capped out the cooldown on this guy, you will get the regeneration when your HP is below 50% after every 3.5 seconds, which is really good for survivability. Also we are having It's for, yeah, for 3 seconds. For 3 seconds, you're immune to all damage, and for 5 seconds, you will deal burn damage to the enemy. That is 30% burn damage. So it is really good. Skill number 4 is also changed with this uniform. You're getting gunshots in it, and it is having a good amount of damage as well. So with this uniform, you can use him on various game modes, especially in Shadowlands and in world bosses. It will help you gain more damage. The fourth character that I have placed is, it is a tie between two characters. First is Titania, and second is Sandman. Now Titania is really good because of her leadership, that is 50% of physical attack to combat type characters. If you get her to tier 2, you'll get the regeneration as well, which is good. And she's a perfect combination of iframes, because skill number 1 and skill number 5 is instant iframe, and skill number 5 is a long iframe with great area of damage. Skill number 4 is a buff skill. Skill number 3 is a damage accumulation skill, in which you are immune for 5 seconds as well. And skill number 2 is a skill in which you are getting the blind effect along with the damage decrease effect. So Titania is a good character, and you can either have Titania or Sandman as my fourth favorite combat character, because Sandman is also having a good skill set. He is having immunity. He is also having a self buff. He is having bind in this skill, and if you use this skill along with skill number 2, you can deal more damage because the enemy are binded, and you're having multiple attack in this circular animation while you cast this skill. And he's also having regeneration, because when he summons the storm or the tornado sandstorm, you will see that the sand particles are falling from the storm, and when you step over the sand particle, you'll get the regeneration. The one thing that this guy is missing is a good leadership. His leadership is not good. Not his tier 2 passive is really impressive, but yeah, it will help you gain more damage because it has the skill damage increase and the bonus damage increase as well. So it's a tie between Titania and Sandman. And the fifth character that I feel is in this category is Moon Knight. The one thing that makes this guy really useful is his tier 2 passive. His tier 2 passive gives him massive amount of regeneration. Sorry for that fumbles. My bad for that. So the massive amount of regeneration. The one thing that this guy is lacking is super damage. He's not having insane amount of damage. But yes, at tier 2, if you give him a survivability obelisk like invincibility, he will survive in the game mode, like in Shadowlands as a support character and in Battle World as a support character. The damage is not the best, but yes, you can deal decent amount of damage. And in Shadowland, I prefer to use him on Shadowland floor number 21, the Hawkeye boss, and he deals a decent amount of damage there, and he clears that floor. Now that's all about my top 5 combat characters. So if you like this video, don't forget to like our channel, subscribe to it, like this video, and comment down below who all are your favorite top 5 combat characters. Have a nice day, guys.